She lost her husband. She lost her children, and she thought all hope was gone. But what happened next changed everything. Imagine losing everything: your home, your husband, your future. You are left with only pain and uncertainty about tomorrow. This is where our story begins, a powerful story from the book of Ruth. Long ago, there lived a man named Elimelech in a small town called Bethlehem. He lived there with his wife, Naomi, and their 2 sons. One year, a terrible famine struck the land. Food became scarce, and life became very difficult. So Elimelech decided to move his family to a nearby country called Moab in search of a better life. But while they were living there, tragedy struck. Elimelech died, leaving Naomi alone with her 2 sons in a foreign land. Later, Naomi's sons married 2 Moabite women. Their names were Ruth and Orpah. For about 10 years, they lived together as a family. Then another tragedy happened. Both of Naomi's sons died. Naomi and her daughters-in-law cried bitterly inside their room over the loss of their husbands. Naomi had now lost her husband and both of her sons. Her heart was filled with grief. One day, Naomi heard that the famine in Bethlehem was over, and that God had blessed his people with food again. So she decided to return home. Ruth and Orpah began the journey with Naomi, walking together along the dusty road. But along the way, Naomi stopped and told them to return to their families. "My daughters," she said, "go back home. You have already shown me great kindness. May God bless you and give you new husbands and new lives." Both women began to cry. Orpah kissed Naomi goodbye and returned to her people. But Ruth refused to leave. She spoke words that would never be forgotten. "Where you go, I will go. Where you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Ruth chose loyalty. She chose love. So Naomi and Ruth continued their long journey together to Bethlehem. When they arrived, the people of the town were surprised to see Naomi again. "Is this Naomi?" they asked. But Naomi was filled with sadness. "Do not call me Naomi," she said. "Call me Mara, because my life has become very bitter." Naomi felt that God had allowed many painful things in her life, but she did not yet know that God was about to change everything. To survive, Ruth went to gather leftover grain in the fields. This was called gleaning, and it was how the poor found food. One day, Ruth went to work in a field that belonged to a wealthy man named Boaz. Boaz was known as a good and kind man. When Boaz came to his field and saw Ruth working hard, he asked his servant, "Who is that woman?" The servant replied, "She is Ruth, the Moabite woman who returned with Naomi. She has been working hard since early morning." Boaz was impressed. He had heard about Ruth's loyalty to Naomi and how she left her homeland to care for her. So Boaz went to Ruth and spoke kindly to her. He said to her, "My daughter, listen to me. Do not go and glean in another field. Stay here with the women who work for me. Watch the field where the men are harvesting and follow along after the women. I have told the men not to touch you. And whenever you are thirsty, go and drink from the jars the men have filled." Ruth bowed down with her face to the ground. She asked him, "Why have I found such kindness in your eyes that you notice me, a foreigner?" Boaz replied, "I have been told everything about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland and came to live with people you did not know before. May the Lord reward you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." Ruth said, "May I continue to find favor in your eyes, my Lord. You have comforted me and spoken kindly to your servant." At mealtime, Boaz said to her, "Come over here, have some bread, and dip it in the vinegar." He even gave orders to his workers to let Ruth gather grain among the bundles, and not to rebuke her. Ruth worked in the field until evening, and gathered much grain. When she returned home and showed Naomi what she had gathered, Naomi was amazed. Naomi asked, "Where did you gather grain today? May the man who noticed you be blessed." When Ruth told Naomi that the man's name was Boaz, Naomi's face filled with hope. Naomi said, "The Lord bless him. That man is our close relative, one of our family redeemers." From that day on, Ruth continued to glean in Boaz's fields during the barley and wheat harvests. She stayed close to the women who worked for him and lived with Naomi. One day, Naomi said to Ruth, "My daughter, I must find a home for you where you will be well provided for." Naomi reminded Ruth that Boaz was their relative and that he would be at the threshing floor that night, separating the grain. Naomi gave Ruth a plan. She said, "Wash yourself, put on perfume, and wear your best clothes. Then go down to the threshing floor, but do not let Boaz know you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, notice the place where he is lying. Then go, uncover his feet, and lie down. He will tell you what to do." Ruth answered Naomi, "I will do everything you say." That night, Ruth went to the threshing floor and did exactly as Naomi had instructed. After Boaz had finished eating and drinking, he lay down beside the pile of grain to sleep. Quietly, Ruth approached him, uncovered his feet, and lay down. In the middle of the night, Boaz suddenly woke up and was surprised to find a woman lying at his feet. He asked, "Who are you?" She replied, "I am Ruth, your servant. Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a family redeemer." Boaz was moved by Ruth's humility and loyalty. He said to her, "The Lord bless you, my daughter. You have shown even greater kindness now than before." Boaz promised that he would take responsibility and do what was right for Ruth. But he explained that there was another relative who had a closer right to redeem the family. Boaz promised, "If the other man refuses, I myself will redeem her." Ruth stayed until morning and then returned to Naomi with good news. When Naomi heard everything, she said, "Be patient, my daughter. The man will not rest until the matter is settled today." The next day, Boaz went to the town gate to meet the other relative and the city elders. He explained, "Ruth, the Moabite woman, is entitled to be redeemed according to the law." The closer relative said he could not redeem her. So Boaz declared, "Then I will redeem her. I am taking responsibility for her and your family's inheritance." The town elders and all the people present witnessed the agreement and blessed the union. So Boaz married Ruth, showing kindness, integrity, and faithfulness. The Lord blessed their marriage, and Ruth gave birth to a son. Naomi held the baby in her arms and said, "The Lord has given me a redeemer. This child will bring joy and restore our family. She named him Obed. He would later become the grandfather of King David, showing that God had turned sorrow into blessing, and that faithfulness and loyalty are always rewarded. Sometimes, the place where you feel like a stranger is the very place where God will give you favor. Ruth walked into a field as a nobody, but she left with honor, provision, and a changed destiny. This story reminds us that God sees your humility, your hard work, and your faith, even when no one else notices. Your season of favor can begin in the most unexpected place. If this message blessed you, like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement. Comment, "God's favor will locate me." And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful Bible stories.